This video will show you a strategy called citation mining. Citation mining is when you track down the citations in a list of references at the end of an article, or it could be a book chapter or even a book. That article or that chapter or that book could be a really great source. And the sources that the author cited might be additional great sources for you. Here's an article that came from one of the Pace Library databases. And as we start to scroll through, you can see that there are in-text citations here. So the author is pointing to things that have been authored in the past by different people. And all of the in-text citations that are here in the article have corresponding entries in the list of references at the end of the article. So if this is a really great article that I find from my research project, I can look at the list of citations or the list of references at the end of the article, and maybe some of these would also be of use to me. Now, the list of references at the end of an article or the end of a book chapter, or perhaps even the end of a book, is probably going to be a mixture of print books, ebooks, journal articles, websites, conference papers. You really never know. Many of the sources might be available for free online. You could certainly follow some links and see if you can access them for free. And if you can, great. But many of them will either be behind a paywall or they won't be available online at all. So I'm going to demonstrate for you how you can, go through these lists of references and try and track down some of these resources. We'll start by looking at some book entries. And the question you ask yourself as you're going through this list of references as a Pace University student, faculty, or staff member is, can I access these resources through the Pace Library? And if not, can the Pace Library get it for me to borrow? So we're going to start with this entry here first. And this is a citation for a book. So you can see the authors are listed. You have a publication year. You have one title that's in italics. And then you see the name of the publishing company. So those are your clues that this is a book. So we don't see a volume number or an issue number or any page numbers. Those would be clues that a citation or a reference is a journal article or a publication article, or maybe a book chapter. So in this case, this is a book that we are looking for. And the title of the book is The Nature of Prejudice. So I'm going to highlight that and copy it. And then I'm going to go to the library homepage, which is available at Library.Pace.edu. And my question is, does the Pace Library have this book for me to borrow? To search and see what books and ebooks we have available, you would use the Books and Media tab on the library homepage. Now, since I know the title of the book, from the drop down next to the search box, I'm going to choose title, and I will paste in the title of the book. And let's see what we have. So it's searching all the books on the shelves in all three Pace Library locations, Mortola, Beekman, and the Law Library. And it's also looking to see if we have any ebooks that match this title. So you can see here, my first entry is this book, print book from 1954. Gordon Allport is the author, and we could go back and double check that, and we would see that this is indeed the source. This book is available in the Mortola Library stacks, and you can see that the call number is there. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see we actually have a second copy. It looks like it was reprinted in 1979, and that copy is in the Beekman Library stacks. So if I were located in Pleasantville and I wanted a copy of this book, I could go up into the stacks and I would go to this call number and I'd be able to pull the book, take it to the front desk, and borrow it. And if I'm in the New York City campus, I could also borrow the book, and we could see you could borrow the reprint from the Beekman Library stacks. Same thing, you would use the call number and you'd go up to the 5th floor and you could grab the book and you could check out the book and borrow the book. So that's an example of a print book that we have available in the Pace Library collection that you can borrow. I'll also say in that particular example, we have two copies, one on each campus. If the book that you want, we only have one copy, and it's on a particular campus, you can request it and we will send it to the other campus library. There's a place hold button. You just click on the book title and you'd be able to place a hold on that book, which means we would send it to your home campus library. So now let's take a look at another source, and we're going to look at this one here. Whoops. So this one here is actually a book chapter. So we have author, last name, first initial, publication year. We have a title that's in, not in italics, okay? And then we have this word in, you see the word in, and then you see more names, more last names, and then you see EDS. Those are editors, and they are the editors of this book. So you can see that this is, let's see if I can get this to cooperate. This is the chapter title, and then the book title is in italics. So my question is, does the Pace Library own this book? So I'm going to right click and copy this title, and I'm going to go back to the library homepage, go to Books and Media. I'm going to choose title. I'll paste in the title. And this one you can see we do have, and this one happens to be an ebook. You can see the button that says View ebook. So you'd be able to click on View ebook and do just that. You can view the ebook, you can read it chapter by chapter. You might be able to download parts of it, perhaps the entire ebook. You could perhaps print parts of it, but you'd never be able to print an entire ebook. But you can access this ebook from the Pace Library collection. So that's an example of a book, and it was the chapter that we were looking for, but knowing that we have the book, you could go in and browse through the table of contents and access that chapter. So let's take a look at another item. So here is another book, okay, by Chun and Fagan, 2021. And here's the title of the book in italics. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to the library homepage, Books and Media, search by title. And let's see what happens in this case. So in this case, we do not have the book. So it's telling us, do you want to expand your search to libraries worldwide? And you can click that link that said libraries worldwide, and it will look to see if this book is available in some other libraries in the area, in the state, in the country. You'll probably find it as, or in many cases, you will find the book as a print book, but also as an ebook. Just to note, ebooks from other libraries we cannot access. They're not licensing that for other people to use. However, if there's a print copy of the book in another library, which in this case there is, so here's the book title that we searched for. Here's a print copy of it from 2022. If I click on the book title, you can see over on the right under Access Options, Request from Libraries Worldwide, and there's a button there to enter library loan. So enter library loan will ask you to log in with your Pace username and password. And in this case, it will fill out the book request form for you. So it pulled all of this information about the book. All you have to do is scroll down and click Submit Request. And then the interlibrary loan staff at your home campus library will email you, and they will let you know when the book is available for you to pick up at the front desk. So I'm going to go back to my book results. So that was an example of a book that we do not have in the Pace Library collection, but we can get it for you through our interlibrary loan service. So now let's take a look at some journal articles. So for example, we'll take a look at this one, Cole and Omari from 2003. And we can see there's the article citation. So the article title is here, not in italics, right? The journal title, Journal of Social Issues, is in italics, and that's how we know it's the journal title. Here's the volume and the issue number and the page number, and then the publication year is there as well. Now you also see this DOI, which stands for Digital Object Identifier. Many journal articles now have DOIs. If you click on that, you may get the article free, but you will most likely hit a paywall on the journal website. The DOIs are individual numbers that identify journal articles. So you can find the article citation on the web, but it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get the full text. in any case, we're going to look to see if the Pace Library has this article. So our question is, does the Pace Library subscribe to the Journal of Social Issues? So I'm going to copy the journal title and go to the library homepage. And this time I'm going to go to the journal title tab, and I'm going to paste in my journal title, so Journal of Social Issues. And it looks to see if we subscribe. And in this case, it looks like we do. So here's the Journal of Social Issues. It tells me that we have it in Academic Search Ultimate from 1998 to the present. There is a full text delay of 1 year. We also have it in Social Index from 1945 to the present with a full text delay of 1 year. And we have a year available in Gale that looks like that was a temporary thing. This article that I'm interested in was published in 2003, so we should have it from 1998 to the present. The full text delay, that's the publisher holding back the most recent articles in their journal. But don't worry, we can get them for you using that interlibrary loan system that we already saw, where we were requesting a book. You can also request journal articles using interlibrary loan, and we will get those PDF files for you, usually in 24 to 48 hours. In this case, though, we should have this article. So I'm going to click to go into Academic Search Ultimate. And that should take me to a page where I can browse. You can see here on the right, I can browse by year or volume or issue. Or I can search within this publication. So you really have a choice. You can search, you could copy and paste the article title and search for it that way. Or you could browse by year and volume and issue. So in this case, I'm going to copy and paste the article title, and there's the article, and you can see under Access Options PDF or Online Full Text. So that article is available, and I was able to find it using the journal title search on the Pace Library homepage. So I'm going to close my article window. I'm going to close my journal title search, and now I'm back at my original list of references. So let's also now take a look at a different item. We're going to take a look at this one. So from 2014, an article that was published in the Educational Forum, and you can see the volume and the issue, etc. is there. So I'm going to copy the journal title, go back to the library homepage, and I'm going to paste in. I'm going to go to the journal title tab and then search for the Educational Forum. And so again, my question is, does the library subscribe to this journal and have the year that I need? In this case, you can see the Educational Forum is here, but we have it in, or we had it in print from 1980 to 2000. The article that I'm looking for was published in 2014. So the library does not have this article, but we can get it for you. So I'm going to go back to the library homepage. Over on the right, under Quick Links, you see Interlibrary Loan. I'm going to click on Interlibrary Loan. It's going to ask me to log in. And I already logged in when I used this the first time to see that book request form. So that's why I didn't have to actually put in my username and password. But you'll use your Pace username and password. And I'm going to click on the New Request menu, and I'm going to select Article. And that's going to give me a blank article request form. And now I'm going to fill out the required fields for sure, but really as many of these as you can. So the journal title, article title, author last name, volume, issue, year, page numbers. You're going to get all this information from this list of references. So all this information is here. So there's the author's name, the year, the article title, the journal title, the volume, the issue, the page numbers. You're just going to copy and paste and fill out the interlibrary loan form, click Submit Request, and the interlibrary loan staff will get you this article. They will get it for you as a PDF file. They'll email you when the article is available. There will be a link in that email that will take you here to the electronically received articles page, and you will download the article from here. And please do that right away because they only sit here for 30 days. So that was an example of an article that we did not have in the Pace Library collection. And again, we will get it for you using interlibrary loan. So we looked at an ebook that the Pace Library did have, a print book the Pace Library has. We saw a book the Pace Library does not have, and all of those we searched for using the Books and Media tab. Anything we don't have available, you can request using the Interlibrary Loan Service under Quick Links on the right. We also searched by journal title to find journal articles. We saw that we do have some journal articles in full text, and we saw that when we do not have a journal article available in the Pace Library databases, you can request that using Interlibrary Loan as well. So again, when you have an article that has some really good information for your research paper or project, take a look at the list of references at the end of that article, and that may be a little gold mine. You know, there may be some gems in there that you may want to find some of those sources as well. And if they're books or journal articles, you can search the Pace Library website. Anything that's available for free by clicking on the link, great, take advantage of that. There may be other things listed here like conference papers or conference proceedings. If you can't find those online, I would say go ahead and go to the Pace Library homepage at Library.Pace.edu. Click on the big Ask a Librarian button at the bottom right, and we would be happy to help you track down any of the resources in that list of references.